My name is Andrea Costa. I work for University, which is based in Milan. It's a specialized university. We only have economics and business. So we're very much focused on these two subjects. And I am in charge of market research for this university. So I'm one of the very few market research professionals working for universities, or any university. In fact, I did the same. I used to do the same for commercial companies in the past, and that's the experience that my university was useful.
Do you find much of a difference? Between doing market research for a company as opposed to a university?
Yes, there is a difference. I have to be honest. Companies, both for good and for bad, because companies are much more focused on what they need to know, and more often than not in universities, at least in my university, the need is not so clear, and they have to focus and help them focus on what it's really worth asking, and that's not always so clear. On the other hand, companies usually have much more money to spend on market research, and the resources are quite tight in universities.
I suppose also companies are a bit more hierarchical.
Yes, on the other hand, it's true, this is true, and of course the organizational environment is much more competitive and active in a company than in a university. Although things may change, of course, in coming years, also in universities, they may be forced to become more aggressive and competitive too.
So that sounds like it's a possibility from your perspective that universities may become more like businesses than they have been in the past.
I think they will be forced to, because competition is becoming fiercer. Even 10 years ago, when I started working for the university, competition, the very notion of competition between universities was something to be frowned upon. Now it's seen as something normal, and I think it will become even more it will be something ordinary for all universities to measure themselves with competition.
How long have you been a member of EUPRIO?
This is my 10th conference, so I am a veteran probably.
What kind of things have you done in the past for EUPRIO?
Nothing much until about 2 years ago. Then I became a member of what was then called the New Initiative Task Force, which then evolved with other members into the current New Strategies Working Group. And now we are transforming ourselves again into a task force organizing the next conference. So I am not part of the steering committee, but I have a role which I'm quite proud of, also because I've been working very well with my colleagues in the group.
I heard some talk inside about the upcoming theme of the next EUPRIO conference, and it concerns, at least in part, the social contract. I heard that phrase used quite a bit. I suppose, given the expectations that universities will become more like businesses, and the question is, what duties have universities to the public? What's your take on that?
Universities will have to become a bit more like businesses, but they are not businesses, and of course they will never forget that they have a public service to do, to provide. And so this is a big challenge, to retain their public service mentality, but doing it more efficiently. So that is what we can learn from businesses, to be efficient. Also because we're using, not my university in particular, because we are independent, but most universities belong to the public sector, so they use taxpayers' money. And this is something which has to be considered.
I wonder, because if I hear that, I wonder, once money is involved, once there's the goal of making profit and acting more like a business where the bottom line has a greater influence, is it really possible to separate those two things?
To separate what?
To separate the business aspect of university from the public service aspect.
To some extent, yes. We've seen that, for example, engineering faculties can and do provide a lot of spin-offs, which can provide a steady flow, or more or less steady flow of resources for the universities. This is quite good. Although, of course, it can be, and it has to be balanced with the fact that since they use public money for research, they may be doing some sort of unfair competition regarding the businesses, the real businesses, the for-profit businesses that are in the same sector. So there are a number of issues that have to be considered. But anyway, the basic theme is that the world of businesses and universities has to become more integrated. That's another part of the social contract that we were speaking about, and that we will be speaking about in the coming year.
And that will be the central topic of the next EUPRIO conference.
The social contract, yes, will be the topic of next year's conference. We already have a number of ideas which come under this umbrella, but we are very, very keen on members to suggest other ones that may be part of this broad topic. We are very keen on hearing their suggestions.
We just finished, we were in the other room and we were doing the European Costa. Can you tell me a bit about what that involved, how the process works?
The process is that it's very simple. It's a very simple idea, but it proves very effective. We group people around tables in groups of 6 to 8 people. One of them stays at the same table throughout the whole exercise, and the other one shift tables. They change tables after about a quarter of an hour, and each table has a topic to discuss. And so people can discuss about different topics in the space of 2 hours, and they can learn about other people's experience on that topic, and then change to another topic. And see, here are the experiences, and provide their own. And actually, one person stood up while they were changing tables, telling me what a wonderful idea this is. I've learned a lot of things.
And that's really one of the main points of EUPRIO, right? Is that the difference between European nations, different mentalities and different traditions and different perspectives. Is that one of the main points of EUPRIO to bring people together for that purpose?
Yes, it's all about networking. That's what we are doing.
The conference is in its second day. What have you seen so far that you've really taken something out of that you really enjoyed?
It's always a pleasure to see some people, all those people who are truly committed to discussing and learning things. And a lot of you are old friends, right? I mean, a lot of people come back, and it's a bit like a reunion in some ways. Yes, one of the good parts of being a member of EUPRIO is that the atmosphere is very friendly and relaxed, but also very committed to the topic. So so far we've been able to couple both things, discussing effectively and maintaining a friendly atmosphere.
Yeah, I must say, you really notice that. If you this is my first conference, but I've really seen that there's an excellent balance between the professional aspect and the social aspect of it. It is both things, yeah?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It is. And that has always been like that, as far as I can remember.
Is there anything else, any other stuff you're interested in talking about?
Well, it's a challenge for us to have this discussion start today and let it go on for a whole year. So we hope that this can succeed, and without our members it cannot succeed.
How is the discussion going to proceed for the next year? What's going to happen?
Well, much will be going live on our website. Then we will probably use our Facebook page, but we will see. We will see what material we can get out of this afternoon's European Bazaar. Then we will tell our members how to get involved. And then the national representatives will do their part within their own countries.
There was quite a bit of brainstorming. There were large sheets of paper on the tables and people writing in markers, and it was quite a bit. So all of that will be gathered up and formulated into some kind of concrete results.
Yes, we will go through all these papers and see. We will try to summarize them into broad ideas, and we will have to synthesize everything. It will be a long work, I know, but it will be done, and it will be a pleasure to do it.
Well, I can't wait to see the results. Andrea, thank you very much for speaking with me.
Thank you, Atticus.